So some paint arrived for the Sunny, and as you can see when I put it next to it, this is slightly more saturated. It's still a light metallic green, but this is called avocado metallic green. The thing is, this costs €6 and the actual paint for this car costs like 25 or something per one of these. And yeah, if I need like 10 cans at least to spray paint the entire car and like fix it up, you start wondering if it's really worth it when if you're changing the complete color anyway, and like maybe the interior engine bay will be a slightly different color, but like large parts will have to be repainted anyway because they're rusty. However, we're not just gonna spray paint it on the car willy-nilly, we're not idiots. Here I have a piece of scrap metal I used to make stupid shit, and we're basically just gonna clean this up. We're going to do basically everything we would do to a car body panel. So we'll put a primer layer on there, and then we'll spray paint this on there, and we'll see how it looks. And if it looks horrible, then we don't do it to the car, and if it looks decent, then we think about it. I taped off the sticker here. The corners are not quite perfectly round, so I don't think it will look perfect, but at least it's better than the sticker gets painted over. So this is the underside of the hood. I just spray painted it. It is a slightly different color. It is a slightly darker color. No, it's pretty much the same color. It's just this is slightly in a slightly different light. But yeah, it's the same color as the practice part. It actually turned out pretty good. I'm quite liking it. However, I didn't sand down this part, I just wire brushed some dirt off, so it's quite rough and you can still see some of the scratches. I could have done it better, but to be honest, this is just the bottom of the hood. I think it will be fine, and what I'm going to do now is rather ambitious. I'm going to try and clear coat this. Now, the original video from this is gone, of where I clear coated the wheels, and there was horrible orange peel. Like horrible orange peel, and I had to redo the entire wheels. So luckily I can survive without the shame of that. So I'm going to do real quick light coats across this, and then just do a couple coats over time. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow morning, because I believe there's like 2 coats of this green stuff on there now. And of course we still have to do the other side, and I have to clear coat the other side. And I have to order more paint, because I have nowhere near enough to finish the entire car over there. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I did a light coat like that, and a light coat like that, and a light coat like that, and a light coat like that, I guess. So from all 4 angles, it's looking alright. I don't see any orange peel at the moment. There's just the scratches that were already there. So you know what, I'm hoping that it doesn't fuck itself up. Well guys, as you can see, there's no orange peel whatsoever. So doing quick sprays seems to be the solution. That does mean I have to do a quick second coat to really get it all nice. But yeah, it's looking pretty good now. Okay, so I gave it 1 coat of paint, but I am going to spray some primer on it, because you can see that you can't really see it on camera, but in person you can see the splotches still, and the scratches are showing up in the paint. And if I prime it first, like you can see some scratches over there too, then it will be better. So yeah, my green paint ran out, so now we have cool ass line design. The other side does look pretty good. Even the sticker actually turned out really nice. The sticker, there doesn't appear to be any edges which I fucked up, so that's good. But yeah, this needs a second coat. So my new stack of paints arrived, and we did another coat over this, because like the first coat was only like a quarter done, and it's still a bit splotchy around everywhere, so we're probably going to have to do a second coat. And that might be the case with like every single panel on the car. So that's probably not going to be enough paint, but I guess we'll see. I'm gonna let it dry, because it's been drying for about, I don't know, 30 minutes now, and it already looks a lot less splotchy. Before there were like actual lines everywhere, and now there's just a few splotches. So we'll see how it goes. Well guys, there's another wet coat on it. It looks a bit splotchy, but I'm going to assume that that is because it's wet. I've already used 3 cans, I believe, on this side, because the first can got scratches and then primer. And that's why you have this practice part, which is the hood, because it's rather easy to sand down and stuff. Well, boys, the back panel is ready to be painted. Okay, so I painted the rear hatch with a primer on both sides. However, some of the tape came off without me noticing, so now this edge is grey instead of black. So what I'm gonna do is not care about it right now and then fix it in post. Now I painted the outside of the hatch here, so it's all green. Put a clear coat across this back hatch over here, but I was walking by this previously finished panel, and I can't seem to find it now, but you can see there's little scratches, and most of that is just dirt and could probably be rubbed out. But still, this isn't going to work. I'm not going to be able to place the back panel here and then all the doors. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove every single door and then paint the body first and the doors later. Which is going to be a lot of effort. But when they're not painted, I don't have to be as careful as where to store the doors. And I can also just leave my panel over there, and then when this is painted I can just instantly reattach things back to the car. Well, they'll be a lot safer than just standing here on, well, basically just cement bottom scratching up, you know. Just gotta paint this entire car. I'm gonna probably paint the inside of these doors, I don't know yet. I mean, if it's not necessary I won't, but I think it probably will be, just to make the doors sort of look nice. Well guys, so today is the day we're going to remove all of the tape and shit, and I don't know, it's not looking specifically better. Then I put the green paint on and it started to splotch because I looked it up on Google, and it turns out don't grind too large of a surface because large surfaces are hard. Always make sure that you grind down to the bare metal so that everything is nice and even. Don't use metallic paints because they are more likely to fuck up because they are partially highly reflective and partially very dark. And don't use cheap spray cans, literally the cheapest ones I could find. So yeah, let's cut all the Vincent out. This is very nice in a black color.
Rust falls off on the other side.
No. This bad boy has no rust.
So Vincent, what is your opinion on the beautiful dice? The fuzzy dice.
It's like
The 80s called
a
they want the dice back.
pedophile dice or something, you know?
It fits perfectly with the Sunny. So I painted this part black here, and then these are the parts we have to fix that are all rusty, so I primed them first, and then I'm going to paint them black afterwards. See guys, it looks really nice now in black instead of the rusted original color that it was. And here this one as well, looking really good, and even the lines here are really crisp, and everything is nice. I actually really like this, and yeah, now all that's left is these bad boys. You can see this damaged part over here, we primed it, and hopefully it will be looking good soon again. Over there you can see a box, has my my paints in it. Over here you can see the fuel cap, well, fuel cap cover, fuel cap lid or something. I don't know what exactly it is. It's a little flappy thing that goes over it, and I just primed it. I'm also going to paint it green, and then probably, judging from the paint work here, it's not great. I'm probably just going to redo this entire panel, not prime it again, but just go over one last coat with. Okay, I just spray painted this green, and Martijn helped tape, and look, the Saab changed color. It's got a repaint because it had a bit of a dent in the tape, didn't you, Martijn? A small dent. A small dent.
But it's all fixed now. As you can see, it's all fixed.
It's all fixed. You can see taped off the roof again, and this panel over here, and a little bit over here as well. I'm gonna repaint this. I'm gonna do one more layer over the roof, and hopefully it will look good. There's a dude coming in. Let me see how late it is. Well, in 2 days. He's coming on Sunday. It's Friday evening now. Gonna paint this up. I got some white paint here, and I got two Nissan emblems that need some spicing up. So basically we're going to make this raised part white, and this outline here white, and then this like raised letters also white. First attempt would make hella cool like Arctic skiing version of the Nissan Sunny logo, but yeah, not so great. I tilted it a little bit too much, and that's why the top is not as dark as the bottom. And oh boy, yeah, we gotta redo it. Okay, it's not great. As you can see, there's some touches of bad, but that's because it was literally impossible to not get white splotches on the back of this, which meant I had to wipe it off with a rag, which meant I wiped off parts again, which meant I had to redo it, and then I got white splotches again, and then I wiped them off, and then I wiped off parts of that, and then it was like a whole nightmare. But I think it's alright. Okay, now on camera it looks pretty good, but if I zoom in, you can see the paintwork is a bit shoddy on both of them, especially on this part here. So yeah, but you know what, I think it's time to realize the Sunny isn't going to be a perfect car. It definitely never was, and doubt it will ever be. This used to say garage, cookies and beer, so we're probably going to change that to something else, or just leave it black. And of course the Nissan badges, I'm going to redo them with the paint marker. Okay, so I bought some paint markers to fix up these things. As you can see, they look pretty good, but I accidentally opened the black one in the wrong place, and now we've tried to remove it with all kinds of special paint thinners and stuff, but it's still pretty black. Great, but it's a lot better than it was before. Like if you zoom in, you can still see that it's painted on here, but it's a lot better, and there's no splotches, and I also like a lot better with the Nissan inside the black square instead of outside it. So I think when this is dry, I'll stick it up there at the front. It turns out that garage, cookies and beer, these letters were slightly like raised, so even when I spray painted it black, you could still read them from like a corner and it looked bad. So now we're sanding it off with 60 grit sandpaper, and then you get this. This used to say Amsterdam, and now it's being used. Garage, cookies and beer is one sneaky mofo, because they're still on here. Despite that I sanded them off, they were quite obviously gone, and then I spray painted black over it, and they're back. So yeah, well, gotta do that again, don't I? The Nissan sign is also back on there, and it's looking super cool. Now, Martijn is gonna paint the mirror. Whoa! So I bought some new shiny silver lug nuts to replace these ones, the kind of not completely perfect lug nuts, that they match the ones on the other wheels over there. So yeah, however they appear to be just slightly smaller. Like you can see that these ones I think are 22 and these are 19, which is not a huge issue. I mean, it still holds the wheel on nice and tight, but it does mean that you have to use a different side of my little cross wheel nut remover machine. So yeah, that's interesting. I bought these little things that say Nissan on them. They are kind of cute. I bought these little valve caps that say Nissan on them, and I think they're kind of cute. With a large amount of turpentine and
Willpower.
willpower, Martijn has managed to almost scratch off the weird brown shit that was on here. The rear hatch looks like an actual rear hatch. No stickers. All the stuff is on there. Oh boys, it has a hood. Well guys, now the Sunny is completely finished, apart from the doors of course, but this isn't the end of the Sunny journey. There's still a lot of adventures, let's just say. We're not going to call them issues, because that would be offending.